Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen, and today we are going to be working on a new bed for my garden. It is where we had started building a retaining wall, and we have put a trellis and things in there, but I'm going to be planting tomatoes in that bed. And since our last frost date has passed and we've gone through the process, we're like hardening off our tomatoes, I want to make sure that this bed is up and ready to go. It's done, y'all. Now I just need to plant some plants in here. All the beds are done. I got majority of all of my seed starts in the ground. Let's do a garden tour. This is my potatoes. These were the red potatoes from the grocery store. They're doing quite well. And I got some dill popping up in between there. I found this yarrow plant and I dug it up out of the ground and planted it in this pot, and it is doing well. And I planted some extra lemon balm seeds in here. And here are the Yukon Gold potatoes that I planted. They are looking good. I have hilled them up nice. And my blueberry plants are looking amazing. It's quite silly. This one looks the best, but it does not have as much fruit. Like, look at this puppy. Look at all those fruits on there. And then over here, the fig tree I planted, it is doing well, looking strong. And here is the remaining Yukon Gold potato bed, all hilled up and looking nice and lush. In this little bed I planted carrots, and they're starting to come up. And this bed, I finally got some things planted. We have several indeterminate tomato varieties. It was a variety pack, so I don't know what kind they are until they fruit. And then all of my pepper plants that I started. Some of them are bigger than others. Don't know why, but it is what it is. And do I remember what kind of pepper plants they are? No, because I was the idiot who did not write on the outside of every plant, thinking I would remember. And no, so I don't know what kind of peppers these are. And then I also planted a couple of eggplants in here as well. And, oh, and up here, I'm trying to do companion bed planting. And in here, I have some basil, and I planted some borage seeds and some calendula. And then back here, we have some marigolds back here, and I also planted in the corners some different varieties of zucchini and squash. This bed here is exactly the same as that bed. The only difference is the tomatoes along that trellis. They are cherry tomatoes. My snow peas are looking amazing. I have been harvesting them every day on both of these trellises, and they are giving me a good amount of peas. I am very excited. Tonight I finally have enough. I have about a quart-sized bag, and I'm planning on cooking them for dinner tonight. And I don't have anything planted here yet. This is the corn and onions that I planted, and as you can see, the corn's starting to come up and the onions. And I planted some squash in the corners, and when the corn gets a little bit taller, I plan on planting some green beans around them, trying to do like a little bit of a Three Sisters effect. This poor bed, besides my amazing snow peas, my spinach, it did not, everything's starting to kind of bolt a little bit, as you can see. I think I have this one good spinach plant. I am bound and determined to get spinach. I started this in February. Next time I'm going to try January. Let's see what happens. I'm starting to get some butter crunch lettuce, and I've been kind of picking around the edges here. This bed I planted some beets in. I'm really not seeing a lot of that, and so if I'm not seeing anything within the next few weeks, I'm gonna plant something different in here. And it's the sugar snap peas. These just are not doing as good for me as the snow peas, and I'm not sure why. I'm still getting some fruit on them, so that's good, but they're just not as big, not as green, not as lush. I don't know if that's that type of variety or what exactly. Look at this dang random sunflower right in the middle of nothing, and it's thriving. and I'm gonna leave it there. And in this bed, I had a lot of like extra pepper seedling plants, and so I decided I'm just gonna try planting them in and see if they live. So far, a majority of them have lived. I think I've lost maybe about 2 or 3 altogether. I planted cucumber along this trellis, and the cucumbers are starting to pop up along there. And then over on this end of the bed, I planted some borage and some calendula as well. And I also did some basil in the middle here too. So we're waiting to see what pops up in this bed. This is my perennial bed, vegetable bed. And my rhubarb is looking very nice. That's another random sunflower. I planted some buttercrunch lettuce in there. My artichokes, I have 3. They're starting to pop up. I don't remember if that's wild bergamot or bee balm. It's something that's there. And I'm very impressed. My, I always get them mixed up. Are they poppies? No, they're the poppies, not 4 o'clocks. But I moved them. They have tap roots, and some of them are doing fantastic. Oh, and look guys, I'm having some asparagus popping up. How cool is that? And I'm using this broccoli that went to flower, and now it has seeds. It's covered in aphids. I'm just using it as a trap crop. It's just staying right where it is. I'm noticing here along this side of the bed, not as much is happening over here. Like my rhubarb is not thriving as well. So I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on that as the summer goes on. In this bed, I still have these 2 beets that are just hanging out, waiting for me to harvest them when they're ready. Along the trellis there, I have lima beans, and I have some rattlesnake pole beans that we're gonna try. And then this right here, oh gosh, I should have labeled these. That is also bee balm or wild bergamot, or is it the catmint? Or catnip, whatever that, catgrass, whatever that is. It's one of those. And, oh, I also planted a okra. I planted some red okra over here on this side of the bed. And this poor bed, this was my garlic and onion bed. Here's my garlic still growing. I think I mulched too deep, and I think it just might be overwatered, so I tried removing some of that mulch, and I'm hoping that's going to help salvage my garlic. But I did plant some onion sets, and they're starting to pop up. And I noticed where I planted onion seeds, they are starting to sprout up. I did those onion seeds in the fall, so we'll see what happens with those. And then over here is leeks, and as you can see, my leeks, they're little skinny little twigs at the moment, but they're starting to pop up as well. One of my fruit perennial beds, all the time, my raspberries are just taken over. I do have a few strawberry plants in here that I've decided this is just going to become a raspberry bed, and I'm going to have a permanent strawberry bed because I am not able to get enough strawberries because the raspberries are just overwhelming. But I got some nice sage, some carnations, and some chives up in here. And it's looking very lush, very pretty. And this bed, I think that's the catmint. I think that's, or cat, whatever that, cat something. And I planted winter squash along that trellis. I have spaghetti, acorn, and butternut up along there. And on this end, I planted some of the regular green okra. This bed is kind of like the others where I did all the peppers and tomatoes and all of that. My cilantro has bolted. I'm just letting it live its best life right now. It's just hanging out. But I planted in here the different varieties of peppers, but the tomatoes on this one are actually San Marzanos. That is what I am trying to do on this trellis. And then also we've got like the borage, calendula, marigold mixture, basil, all kind of in here as well. And this bed's doing pretty good. I've got rutabaga, kohlrabi, broccoli. I've been harvesting radishes. I've planted a few like little onion sets in here, green onion in the corner. Yeah, so it is doing good. And this, as you can see, these are just kind of the remnants of what I have left after planting everything. And I'm waiting to see if the other plants survive, if I need to, you know, exchange these with others, or just add all these to a whole nother bed. So we'll see. This bed I had planted, like I have Napa cabbage over here and just regular cabbage along this side. It's probably not gonna go anywhere or do anything. The Napa keeps getting eaten by bugs. And I do have 2 eggplants that I planted here in this bed. And other than that, that's just not a lot is happening in here yet until I start planting some more in here. And here's my blackberry perennial bed. It's like blackberries and herbs. All of like my oregano is looking so amazing. All back there. I have rosemary, carnation, sage, thyme, chives. I planted, I transplanted some lupine flowers in here. I think I planted some Johnny Jump Ups. I don't know if they're going to make it or not, but I also have some lemon balm popping up back there. Look at, I just love these chives. Purple's my favorite color. That's probably, like, purple and green are my favorite colors, and that might be why I love these chive blossoms so much. But they are just so cute. Oh my gosh, and they smell amazing. And here is my final bed here. Oh my goodness. This is all Roma tomatoes. I am really hoping that I'm going to be able to can tomatoes this year. But in these beds, not only do I have the Roma tomatoes, but I've got borage, I have calendula, I have nasturtium, I have basil. I am trying to companion plant the crap out of these things to try and give myself, you know, the best chances possible to fight against like any pests and bring pollinators and everything. So that's it, everyone. April has been it has gone by so fast, but it has been so productive. A lot of hard work has gone into getting these beds completely ready and getting things in the ground. So from here on out, it's now just kind of maintenance and harvest. So keep watching future videos to see what we get out of this garden and what we get to preserve from it, what I get to cook from it. I am so excited for all of the things. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next video.